I woke up to the sound of war. Not some poetic metaphor, real guttural metal-on-metal war. Imagine a giant steel beast howling and groaning at sunrise right in the middle of what used to be my peaceful North Texas pasture. Windows rattling so hard you'd swear the whole house was about to get up and walk off its foundation. I sat up, heart pounding, and there's my old border collie Sawyer already bristling at the door, ears pointed ready for battle. I pulled on my boots, grabbed my chipped coffee mug, and walked outside thinking maybe it was a truck stuck on the county road. Nope, dead wrong. I stepped onto my porch and just froze. Out there on my field, not the counties, not the HOAs, sat a construction crane rolling forward like it knew it had a mission from God. Behind it, two cement mixers rumbling and a trenching machine the size of a mobile home chewing up my land. They weren't even pretending to stay near the edge or easement. They were cutting a damn path right through the heart of my pasture, straight through the places my cattle graze. You know, if you've ever seen somebody act so out of pocket, so sure they're in the right, that you just go silent. That was me. Didn't yell, didn't run out, waving a shotgun, just turned around, walked back inside, and got my drone. See, I'm not new to neighbor drama. But this was something else. I've got 3 surveillance drones. Today, one was plenty. Sent it up the whole field in high def. Trench already 30 yards long, machines working like they were on a tight schedule. No company logos, but all the equipment screamed commercial. I queued up some Wagner on the porch speakers. What can I say? I like a little drama soundtrack and slipped on my GoPro. Sawyer at my heels. I grabbed one of my laminated boundary flags. Big red letters. Private property. 240 acres. Not up for debate. We strode right up to that trench. The guy closest to me, mid-30s, neon vest, hard hat, 2 sizes too big, just nodded like I was there to hand out donuts. You might want to stand clear, sir. We're on HOA contract. This here's phase B4, main sewer line, he tells me. I stuck my flag in the dirt 3 feet from his boots. You're digging on my land, I said, which means either your GPS is hammered or your boss is. Another guy comes around the cement truck, bigger, carrying a clipboard. We've got the schematics, he says, flipping papers like that proves anything. Approved by Clear Hills Community HOA. You're within expansion range. I about choked on my own spit. Expansion range, I pulled out my tablet, showed them the county GIS overlay. You're 27 yards inside my fence line. Here's my deed. Here's my survey. And here's me telling you to get off my property before you move from trespassing to felony vandalism. For a second, they looked spooked. Clipboard guy started looking around like he just realized there wasn't a cop in sight. He shut down the machines and got on the radio. And that's when the cavalry arrived, only it wasn't the sheriff. It was Karen. You know, the type black SUV, cloud of dust, gold-rimmed glasses, wedge heels, totally wrong for the mud posture like a general. Karen Beckett, she announced, president of the Clear Hills HOA. She marched right up like she owned the sunrise. Karen, I said, slow as molasses, we've got a misunderstanding. This land is my private property. No HOA, no easement. Just me and a title older than your organization's paperwork. She pulled out a map, ancient, printed, and laminated. Original zoning shows your acreage in a shared community boundary, she declared, waving it around. I took one look. This is from 1983. That registry hasn't meant squat since Reagan was president. You're using a map older than your last facelift to tear up my pasture. Her eyes narrowed. No need to be rude, Mr. Miller. Oh, I haven't even started. You broke ground with no notice, no permits, and you didn't bother verifying land status. I'm recording this. Please continue. She bristled. We've invested $700,000 in this expansion. It's cheaper for all involved if you just sign a retroactive easement agreement. We'll offer $50,000 as goodwill. I looked right at my camera. Would you repeat that for the record? She didn't. I turned to a younger worker, Grayson, his vest red. You in charge? He was just the field lead, eyes darting around like he wanted to be anywhere else. We just got orders from the HOA. Never saw the permits or the surveys, sir. I recorded everything, work orders, names, statements, and sent it straight to my lawyer. This wasn't a mistake. This was theft dressed up in a high-vis vest. Here's the thing about fights. Second wave always comes at night. By sunset, I'd filed with every agency that mattered: county clerk, state water board, Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. Sent the drone footage to the news. Nailed copies of my property survey to every fence post like talismans against HOA demons. Even let myself a drink, one whiskey neat. Thought maybe they'd gotten the message. But at 1 a.m., Sawyer growled. Out the window, more headlights, more trucks, this time creeping quiet. Checked my drone feed thermal mode. There they were, the same crew, rerouting the trench this time under my livestock barn. I threw on my coat, GoPro rifle, not loaded, but people respect a man with a rifle, hopped the ATV, and Sawyer and I rolled out. Lights froze on me, whole scene out of a Western. You're digging under my barn. That's my waterline contamination's a felony under Texas law. Guy shrugged. Talk to the office. Oh, I will. After I call every agency from here to Austin, called my lawyer, my buddy at the DA's office, Environmental Services, zoning, even a friend at the Department of Agriculture. Then like clockwork, Karen rolled up, heels and all at 1:30 a.m. Mr. Miller, I thought we agreed to pause. We didn't agree to a damn thing. You're digging through my barn at midnight. She claimed her lawyer said it was fine. I asked if her lawyers worked for Satan. She waved in 3 security goons, black jackets. K security, like they were special ops. They tried to block me. I told them, you're about 12 hours from indictment, and using private security to block a landowner is kidnapping, obstruction, racketeering. Filmed everything, sent it to the feds. Launched another drone, mapped every inch of illegal construction, then handed Karen a notice of civil liability and federal reporting. You're not just losing this case, Karen. You're losing your reputation and probably your freedom. She tried to chew out Grayson right in front of me, but I could see it. She was losing her grip. By dawn, my place looked like a crime scene trench, lined stacks of PVC tire ruts. My lawyer was already prepping for court. But the twist. When I traced the trench on the map, I saw they'd cut through not just my land, but 4 other properties, old couple with a pecan orchard preacher with a summer Bible camp. None of them had a clue. I called them, showed them photos, and just like that, the fire spread. A zoning buddy called off the record. That sewer line plan was changed 2 weeks ago, signed off by Karen Beckett and a new city planner, Roy Tennyson. Claimed all landowners had been notified. There were no letters, just her signature and a rubber stamp. Karen forged the entire paper trail. The city saved money. HOA looked like heroes and we got railroaded, but she underestimated me. I'm a former geo-networking engineer, built infrastructure for decades. I know where the bodies are buried, figuratively. Filed for an injunction, whistleblower complaint, everything. By that afternoon, the HOA had hired some hotshot Dallas attorneys, and my drone caught them setting up a checkpoint on my land pop-up tent cones. Even a clipboard. I drove out there, dropped a container of fresh cow patties on their folding table. Here's your bylaw compliance sample, gentlemen. They didn't laugh. Grayson was there sweating. I told him, if they're pressuring you to lie, get ahead of it. Karen won't save you. He just nodded. Kid looked like he wanted to disappear. By Friday, every agency was investigating. HOA had to stop work, but the damage was done. Then I noticed new tire tracks by my pump station too close. Right then, a strange truck rolls up. Before I could react, someone shouts my name. I turn, wham, a blow to the head. I hit the dirt, pain flaring through my shoulder, vision spinning, Sawyer barking. The attacker, mid-40s, clean-shaven, HOA security jacket, caught on my GoPro, sent the footage straight to my lawyer and the feds. That night they called criminal charges pending, not civil. Assault, conspiracy, illegal construction. Karen held a press conference, tried to blame a contractor, Lucas Rudd. Fall guy plain as day. But the footage didn't lie. I had Karen giving direct orders. Sent it to the feds' media backup drives. Then I got a friend, former DOJ analyst, to dig into the HOA project files. Bingo Karen's login, her edits, her initials, notes about bypassing my land, no need for easement if we move quick. My attorney compiled it all. First court hearing, Karen tried to pin it on Lucas. But Lucas stood up, told the judge that's not true. His lawyer handed over time logs, emails Karen had orchestrated every move. Karen's face collapsed right there in court. Judge called a recess. Grayson found me outside, said they'd tried to force him to sign a statement authorizing the trench. I handed him a subpoena. He agreed to testify. Next day, I sent the final footage to the media drone shots GoPro. Karen's voice. It went viral. HOA became a dirty word. The day the feds showed up, 2 black Suburbans, gloves, badges, it was biblical. Karen, her security goons, contractor, all let out in cuffs. No lipstick this time, just the look of a woman who finally realized the walls had collapsed. Criminal charges, falsification, conspiracy, trespassing, assault, tampering, racketeering. The city planner resigned. The HOA's board was suspended, assets frozen, phones confiscated. My lawyer called settlement on the table. I said they're digging out that sewer by hand if I have to supervise it myself. Court order landed, remove everything, pay damages $2.7 million and counting. The workers turned quick once jail was real. Turned out Karen had signed backdated contracts, altered maps, ordered guards to block me. The best part, internal HOA email. If we dig fast enough, he can't stop us. Idiots. I watched them tear out the pipe, county inspectors, auditors, 3 lawyers breathing down their necks. My land's healing slow but sure. Grayson quit construction, helps me now fixing fences, feeding horses. Quiet, but he shows up. Karen. Still awaiting trial. Her mugshot floats around every few months. Her name's a warning now. Don't get Karened by the board. I turned the whole mess into a video drone footage. Court transcripts, a slow, sarcastic narration about how the HOA tried to turn my land into a sewer. Millions watched. HOA horror forums call me the Lord of the Land. Someone mailed me a mug that says just that. I drink my coffee from it now, sitting on my porch, Sawyer at my feet, gate locked, and the pasture quiet. Let me tell you, people talk about justice like it's some grand idea, but out here it's messy. It's ugly. It's you a busted arm and a stubborn streak a mile wide. The lesson: stand up, even if you stand alone. Because the people who'll walk all over you, they're counting on you to just roll over and let them. Don't. Now I've got a question for you. Where do you draw the line between defending what's yours and letting the so-called authorities steamroll your rights for the greater good? Drop your story, your take in the comments. Ever had to fight for your land, your peace, your principle? Let's hear it. And hey, if you think justice was served, if you'd have done the same or you'd have done different, share this, tell your friends, and let's keep the conversation rolling. Because as far as I'm concerned, this story isn't just about me. It's about every little guy who stood his ground and made the big bullies pay.